Hi guys, and welcome back to Reed's Readers with your host, Clinton Reed. And today, I thought I'd bring you at a different angle because I'm being all lazy. And because there will be no reading vlog for last week because I've been watching Gilmore Girls non-stop, I'm on Season 2, Episode 20, and I started Season 1, Episode 1 last Wednesday. Go me for binge watching. Barely been sleeping. Oh my god! Which is why I thought I'd bring you the Gilmore Girls book tag. Which I saw Books and Lala do this. I tried to find the original video, but apparently it's been taken offline. So I'm just going to link Books and Lala's video down below. I decided to look it up just to see if there was a tag, and there ended up being a tag. So I was like, why not do it? Books and Lala did it 2 years ago, but why not do it now? Because Gilmore Girls is on the brain, okay? Book number 1, I've got my list right here, is Lorelai Gilmore. A character with a witty or sarcastic sense of humor. And for that, I went with Theta Knight from the Diviner series, because she's a badass bitch who's sarcastic as fuck, and I love her. Enough said. And if you don't know what the Diviners are, one, you've been living underneath a rock, and you definitely need to check out this series because it's effing amazing. Diviners is set in 1920s, where psychics, better known as the Diviners, help solve serial murder cases led by ghosts. Is there not anything else perfect than that? Yeah, my copy is a little bit thicker than normal because I ordered large print. Unfortunately. Next is Rory Gilmore, my favorite classic. And anyone who knows me knows it's usually sitting right behind me. My favorite classic is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. In this beautiful edition. And I don't feel like I need to describe what Frankenstein is. Dude puts body part pieces together and creates a monster. But it's so much more than that. Read it, check it out. It's amazing. Don't know what else to tell you. Number 3 is Luke, a book you secretly love but are afraid to admit it. I feel like everyone's going to expect me to say something like Twilight here, but let's be honest. I'm actually going to go with All the Boys I Loved Before trilogy by Jenny Han. I did not expect me to enjoy this the way I did. Yes, I feel like it should have been either 1 or 2 books, but any time spent with Peter Kavinsky, I'm down. Sorry, John Ambrose. Fuck off. It's all about Peter. Oh, Peter. But yes, if you don't know what To All the Boys I Loved Before is about, it's about this girl named Laura Jean who every time she gets a crush, she writes a love letter to them, seals it away and puts it away when she knows she's never going to love that person, or that person's never going to love her back. But then mysteriously, someone sends off all 5 of her letters, and craziness ensues, especially when one of the letters is sent to her sister's now ex-boyfriend. Can we talk about Raggy? Yeah! Next is Lane, a musical character. I honestly don't remember if he's introduced in book 1 or book 2, so I described book 1. But I chose Mick from A Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. This is an amazing series about a girl named Carew who can go through a door to chimeras, right? Yes. She works for a chimera by the name of Brimstone. This is pretty much chimeras versus Sephirim. But Mick, who is dating Karu's best friend Susanna, plays the violin, I do believe, and he's like perfection. Oh yeah, violin, because they call him the violin boy. He's just described so sexy. Would love to have a guy that could serenade me with a violin, like, let's be honest. Highly, highly, highly recommend the series. Next is Dean. Aw, Dean. Really got the short end of the stick in this show. Is your first book love. And I sat there and I was debating on if this meant the first book character you ever fell in love with or your first book you ever fell in love with. If I went with book, it would be the Hardy Boys, the first one. But I went with a character. And this is one of the first characters that really stood out to me. And I fell in love with him because, like, it's Jason. I went with Jason Carlo, but I also went with Kyle Meeks because I love them both equally. From the Rainbow Boys trilogy, this is the first series that I ever saw gay characters pulled to the forefront. And it was about, because it's about Kyle, Jason, and Nelson. Why did I want to call him Nielsen? Nelson. And them coming to terms with sexuality, them two possibly dating. But Jason is your typical jock boy who, we all know I have a secret thing for straight guys. My bad, guys. If I have a crush on you, 9 out of 10 you're probably straight. But he's such a downhearted person, and he's just like, oh, love you. Then you've got Kyle, the nerd, who's on the swim team, who never takes his hat off. Love him. But yes, those are my first book loves. So, yeah. I'm a little frantic because probably the lack of sleep. But I have been watching a lot of Gilmore Girls lately, so. Next is Sookie, a book you devoured. And is this really a book tag if I don't mention my favorite author and my favorite book? Adriana Mathers, How to Hang a Witch. I devoured this in one sitting. Then picked it up again and devoured it again. And picked it up again and devoured it again. Devoured it 5 times in a row. I haven't done that since Harry Potter. But if mysteriously you're on my channel and have never heard of Adriana Mather's How to Hang a Witch, this is about a girl named Samantha Mather who moves back to the town of Salem, and just in a roundabout way, deaths start happening, and she has to meet up with the descendants of the witches because she's a descendant of Cotton Mather, and they've got to figure out why all these people are dying. And there's a ghost, and just I'm trying to be as simplest as possible because I feel like you just need to read it. You don't need to know what it's about. You just need to pick it up and devour it because it's amazing. Ask anyone who's read it. As far as I know, all my friends have given it nothing less than a 4-star because it's amazing. And Adriana's amazing! Next is Jess, a book you love that gets the most hate. Now with this one, it doesn't get the most hate, but when this book came out last year, I do believe it was last year, hold on, yeah, July of 2018. Not a lot of people gave it raving reviews. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely devoured it and freaking love it. Then again, I'm a sucker for Hocus Pocus. So, I chose Hocus Pocus in the all-new sequel by A.J. Jantha, which follows the first half is the original movie put in book form. Let me see if I can find this part's basically the movie in book form, and then the second one is about Max and Allison's daughter and her friends, and they accidentally summon the witches. And there may possibly be a fourth of Sanderson. But I'm a sucker. I loved it. It gave me all the nostalgia feels I needed, and one of the last scenes was very terrifying. So, yeah. Next is Miss Patty, a book that was ruined by all the hype. Because we all know Miss Patty likes to spread rumors and give away everyone's dirty little secrets. But instead of a book, I went with an author. Because I haven't read her other series yet, but because of all the hype, it's made me very much questioning on if I even want to pick up the other one. But I went with Sarah J. Maas. Because of all the hype, I feel like a lot of people turn their backs, even though A Court of Thorns and Roses series, yes, is problematic at best, is an amazing series with an amazing set of characters that people need to love. But because of all the hype, no one wants to touch it. Same with Throne of Glass. Got the first one, and even I'm like, don't know if I want to touch it. But yeah, I just went with Sarah J. Maas. Self-explanatory, I feel. Next is Emily Gilmore. An expensive book. Now, I could have chosen any of my Barnes & Noble's classics. Granted, I chose this one because it was like the closest to us. But I just went with Alice in Wonderland, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and other stories. But I could have chosen any of my Barnes & Noble's classics because they're all about $25 or more. And they're pretty much my, got like illustrations through it, the silver pages, the amazing end pages, the leather bound. So pretty much any of them would be my expensive books because this is where I put my money into. And I don't feel like I need to explain why. They're gorgeous. Like, gorgeous. So we're just going to ignore it. Next is Paris, an uptight character. And I sat there and I scoured my shelves. And then this one particular character kept popping out. I went with Aphrodite from the House of Night series. All I gotta say is she's an uptight bitch. If you don't know what the House of Night series is, vampire finishing school set in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with Native American heritage and vampires with powers. It came out around the same time as Vampire Academy. Hold on. Vampire Academy. For some reason I almost said Diaries. But this is my favorite vampire series of all time. It helped me through high school. Could be the fact that it's based in Oklahoma, and I'm from Oklahoma, and now that I've been to Tulsa, I've been to some of the places it's in this. I feel like this series needs a reread. Same as the newest one of the spin-off series comes out this year, so. But yes, I went with House of Night. Aphrodite. We end up loving Aphrodite in the end, but she's such a fucking bitch. All about herself, that's all I gotta say. Next, this might be a little bit of a spoiler for the show, but we went with Richard Gilmore, the dad, the grandfather, a death you're still not over because the actor passed away, so they had to kill off the character. My rewatch, I'm not quite there yet, and I don't know if I want to get there yet, you know. But for that, all I'm going to say is Harry Potter series. There are several deaths in that series I'm still not over. Two in particular, Dobby and Hedwig. Don't forget Fred. Sorry about it. I'm not J.K. Rowling, okay? God, I'm such a spaz tonight. And lastly is Logan, a character with the most development. Before I get into the book, I would like, for all of you guys who have seen Gilmore Girls, are you Team Jess or Team Logan? Or are you still Team Dean? Because I feel like Dean did not get the best. Like, I feel like Rory fucked him over way too hard. I personally am Team Jess because Logan is an idiot. So is Jess, but yes, Logan, a character with the most development. I went with Aristotle and Dante from Aristotle and Dante's Discover the Secrets of the Universe because mainly Ari's development from beginning to end and accepting who he is, accepting this beautiful friendship. Yeah, so that's why I chose that. And this one is kind of one of those that I feel like you need to go into blind and just enjoy the lyrical writing. Like, this is such a beautiful book and needs a lot more hype. But yes, that is the Gilmore Girls book tag. If you love Gilmore Girls, I'm just going to tag you. If you want to do the tag, go right ahead. I don't feel like tagging any individuals because I feel like I constantly tag the same people, but I just felt like Gilmore Girls has been helping me through a very, like, this depression, anxiety-ridden month of me taking it off from reading and stuff, and I just wanted to do something a little special for Gilmore Girls, so thank you, Rory and Lorelai. But that's all I've got for you guys today. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up, and if you're new, why don't you hit that subscribe button? And if you want even more notifications, you might as well hit that bell icon, because you know you want to look out for more interesting, fun facts. I'm an idiot. But whatever! I will check you guys later, and remember, kids, reading is what? Whoa. Reading is fundamental. Until next time, bye!